Hey Squids, it's me Sid, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm at my parents' house right now, which is why the background looks a little different. And I haven't posted in a while because stuff kind of caught up to me, especially at the end of my semester. I will be posting a November, December, and probably yearly wrap-up all in one video later, maybe in January, like January 1st, probably. Don't hold me to that because videos take a while to film and a while to edit, and like I said, I am home, so I'm also doing stuff with my family. But I wanted to film my haul that I got for Christmas / my Barnes & Noble is moving, so they are trying to get rid of inventory, so it was a 50% off all books sale, so I have some of those here, and the books that I actually got for Christmas. Happy holiday. I also got these fun little bandana type things. They're really cute, but it took me way too long to figure out how to put it on, so I hope it looks okay. Anyway, in this video, basically I'm just gonna go through the haul, kind of tell you what the books are all about, stuff like that. So yeah, welcome to just kind of a laid back video. Anyway, the first book I'm going to talk about is The Genesis of Misery by Neon Yang. A friend got this for me for Christmas. So this is a queer Joan of Arc retelling with, I think, like robots, because I think this is like a robot that she has to pilot. It says, raised on a remote colony, they don't believe in any kind of god. Their angel is a delusion brought on by hereditary space exposure. Yet their survival banks on mastering the holy mech they are supposedly destined for and convincing the Emperor of the Faithful that they are the real deal. The deeper they get into their charade, however, the more they start to doubt their convictions. What if this, all of it, is real? A reimagining of Joan of Arc's story given a space opera, giant robot twist. The Null Void Chronicles is a story about the nature of truth, the power of belief, and the interplay of both in the stories we tell ourselves. So I am assuming that this is part of a series. Well, that's the epilogue. I don't want to read the epilogue. Okay, it doesn't tell me whether it's a series or not, but I feel like if it says Chronicles, then it's probably part of a series. But the character uses she, they pronouns, the main characters, so yeah. I didn't look anything up about these, so I don't know if this is young adult or adult, but obviously it is sci-fi and queer. So there we go, The Genesis of Misery. Next, the rest of these books I got from, I'm gonna try maybe back up a little bit so you can, my head is not cut off. Books I got from family, or yeah, I just got these from family. I got Supernova in hardback. This is the third installment of the Renegades trilogy. I have the first two, Renegades and Arch Enemies, in hardback, so I'm really glad that I got a hardback of this one so I can kind of match. I was gonna say I could show you the whole cover too, but it's not super interesting. And then this is the full dust jacket. I do kind of hate black hardbacks just because I feel like they always, I don't know if it's just quality or whatever, but they always like rub off on my fingers strangely. And I don't know why. I also don't know where the first two of this are. They might still be at college because I've been like shuffling books. Anyway, so this is the third installment. I will read you the little thing, but I think it doesn't describe a whole lot. Sorry, I'm checking the publishers because of the boycott of St. Martin's Press. That's why I was checking. All's fair in love and anarchy is the little tagline, I suppose. And it says, the epic conclusion to Marissa Mayer's thrilling Renegades trilogy finds Nova and Adrian fighting to keep their identity secret. While the battles rage on between their alter egos and their allies, there is a darker threat shrouding Galton City. The Renegades' worst enemy is back among them, threatening to reclaim Galton City. Nova and Adrian must brave lies and betrayal to protect those they love. Their greatest fears are about to come to life. Unless they can bridge the divide between heroes and villains, they stand to lose everything, including each other. Cool. Also, I love the art that is in some of these books. It's just super pretty. Just this beginning art. It's not like a special edition or anything, so it doesn't have like a whole lot of art, but it does have this covering it, this little art piece, which is very cool. I'd say this is more of a young adult novel. I'd call it sci-fi fantasy. It's superheroes, so take that whichever way you want. But this, I think, is more young adult on the older side, because some of the themes in this are very adult. But I don't think the overall like entire story is more adult, if I'm remembering correctly, because I have the memory of a fish. Good. Yeah, let me check the, oh, that's pretty. Oh, okay, it's also Tor. I love Tor Publishing. They publish a lot of really, really cool fantasy. So this book is All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders. I'll read the back to you, but first, look at, I know this isn't art, but it's so cool. I didn't check. Oh, is that like on all of the, oh, that's really cool. It's on like all of the like separations. Anyway. An ancient society of witches and a hipster technological startup are going to war as the world tears itself apart. To further complicate things, each group's most promising follower, Patricia, a brilliant witch, and Lawrence, an engineering wonderkind, I don't know how to, anyway, may just be in love with each other. As a battle between magic and science rages in San Francisco against the backdrop of international chaos, Lawrence and Patricia are forced to choose sides, but their choices will determine the fate of the planet and of all mankind. I also don't know if it's Lawrence. I think it's Lawrence. But yeah, All the Birds in the Sky. And then I have the Conference of Birds, which is this is not how much I paid for it, by the way, which is the 5th book of the Miss Peregrine series. I was gonna say, you can probably see my, oh, they've changed publishing companies 3 times? Huh. It's just interesting to me that they've changed publishing companies. Anyway, this is the 5th book in Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I didn't super like the 4th book, but this was on sale and I've read all of the other ones. Also, this one, instead of black and white, it has color pictures, which I think is kind of cool. But I will read the back to you. With his dying words, H, Jacob's final connection to his grandfather Abe's secret life, entrusts Jacob with a mission. Deliver newly contacted peculiar Nor Paradesh to an operative known only as V. Nor is being hunted. She is the subject of an ancient prophecy, one that foretells a looming apocalypse. Save Nor, save the future of all particulardom. With only a few bewildering clues to follow, Jacob must figure out how to find V, the most enigmatic and most powerful of Abe's former associates. But V is in hiding, and she never, ever wants to be found. Interesting. I probably will reread at least the 4th one before I read this one, because read a summary of it, because I do not remember what happened in that one, because I feel like when I just read the back of this, it doesn't seem to connect to these, but it is the 5th one, and I have all it looks like 3, but there's one right here that you just can't see. Anyway, that was a lot of words for this, but there you go. Conference of Birds by Ransom Riggs, I think is the name. Yeah. Also, if you don't know, this series has lots of photographs through all the novels, so there you go. And finally, I got A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is part of a trilogy, I believe. So, A Deadly Education. It says, everyone loves Orion Lake. Everyone else, that is. Far as I'm concerned, he can keep his flashy combat magic to himself. I'm not joining his pack of adoring fans. I don't need help surviving the schoolmance, even if they do. Forget the hordes of monsters and cursed artifacts. I'm probably the most dangerous thing in this place. Just give me a chance and I'll level mountains and kill untold millions. Make myself the Dark Queen of the world. Okay, not like other girls. At least that's what the world expects. Most of the other students in here would be delighted if Orion killed me, like one more evil thing that's crawled out of the drains. Sometimes I think they want me to turn into the evil witch they assume I am. The school certainly does. But the schoolmance isn't getting what it wants from me, and neither is Orion Lake. It may not be anyone's idea of the shining hero, but I'm going to make it out of this place alive. I'm not going to slaughter thousands to do it either. Although, I'm giving serious consideration to just one. Why do I love that, though? I want to go into my dark academia era. So, also, look at that. So pretty. So, you know what? I'm chill with that. That sounds really cool. So, yeah. Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, which I hope I'm pronouncing right. Anyway, so those are the 5 books that I got actually for Christmas. And then this bag is books that I got from Barnes & Noble during the sale. Get out of the way. This is Percy Jackson, Chalice of and the Olympians, the Chalice of the Gods. So this is the newest installment in the Percy Jackson the Olympian series. You probably don't know because I don't talk about it a whole bunch on my channel because I haven't been like rereading them and stuff. But Rick Riordan is one of my favorite authors. I have read almost all of his young adult, like in the, you know, when it has like the list, this list. I've read almost all of these. I think I've only not read some of the Trials of Apollo books. But yeah, so this is the latest installment. It is fairly short, which is interesting. This is the full cover. Also, I love this spine. Let me show you the naked hardback. It's not anything super interesting. All right, and then I will read you. It does, because it is a Barnes & Noble special edition, it does have a special thing in the back, but I'm not going to show you because I don't want to like spoil the book and other things like that. So it says, Percy Jackson, modern-day son of Poseidon, is just trying to get through high school. After saving the world multiple times by battling monsters, titans, and giants, Percy is now settling in at alternative high school in New York, where he hopes to finally have a normal senior year. Unfortunately, the gods aren't quite done with him yet. Poseidon breaks the bad news that if Percy expects to get into New Rome University, he will have to fulfill 3 quests in order to earn the necessary 3 letters of recommendation from Mount Olympus. Of course he will. The first task is to help Ganymede, Zeus's cupbearer, retrieve his golden goblet before it falls into the wrong hands. You see, 1 sip from it can turn a mortal into a god, and Zeus would not be pleased with that result. Can Percy and his friends Grover and Annabeth find the precious cup in time? And if they do, will they be able to resist its special power? I think this is going to be a trilogy of him getting all 3. And I'm so excited to jump back into this universe. I am not going to drop it. I grew up with Percy Jackson. I read the Heroes of Olympus series as it was coming out, same with the Master's Chase, and same pretty much with Trials of Apollo. I did get a little backlogged on that because I was also reading a bunch of other things at that time, and there's a spoiler in that series that I'm not going to talk about that made me very sad. So there you go. But that was Percy Jackson, The Chalice of the Gods by Rick Riordan. Okay, and next we have A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. These are books 2 and 3 of the, of course now it won't tell me, A Darker Shade of Magic trilogy that's getting more books. She just came out with another book called The Fragile Threads of Power that is in this series. I read the first book and then it was hard for me to get like these other 2. Not hard, but like obviously I enjoy books a lot and I get a lot of books, and these for some reason never popped up because I kept wanting to get new books regardless. So this was just to finish. If I'm looking over there, I'm trying to look for the first book of this series so I can also take it with me possibly. Oh, I found it. Okay. Here we go. This is the first book that I have. It is hardcover. It is a special edition. It has a fun little thing, and it also has character art in it. I don't know why I'm showing you this one because this is not the book I bought. I got this for Christmas a while ago, but the character art I thought was really cool. Anyway, so now I have the full trilogy, even though I know it's getting more books, but it was originally a trilogy and now I have all of them. I'm probably not going to read the backs of these because holding them hurts my hands. Anyway, so there we go. I'm gonna set these to the side so I can like have them all in the stack. Next we have The Shadow Cabinet, which is book 2 of Her Majesty's Royal Coven. That is apparently going to be a trilogy, which I did not know, and doesn't make me sad, but like the first book was not great, or it was really good. It just, I realize I haven't been saying whether these are adult or not. This is an adult book. I know it's fantasy and all that stuff. This is an adult book with very, very heavy topics. Please check the trigger warning before you start this series. There's probably multiple. Please just keep yourself safe while reading. The light is changing because of clouds. So I will read you the back because I'm ornery. Oh, I don't know. Nima? That's not Nima, but I don't know. We're gonna say Nima. I feel really bad. Names are hard for me. Just all the time. Not even just, even American names are kind of, anyway. Nihim? Maybe. Nihim? Naim? Kelly is gone. Her troubled twin, Sierra, now masquerades as the benevolent witch as the coven prepares to crown her high priestess. Suffering from amnesia, Sierra can't remember anything she's done. If she wants to survive, she must not only keep everyone fooled, Niam's adopted family, the coven, and the murky shadow cabinet, a secret group of mundane civil servants already suspicious of witches, but also confront her dark past. That includes her former lover, renegade warlock Dabney Hale, and the man Leonie Jackman is desperately searching for Leonie Jackman is desperately searching for on the other end of the continent. Hale is rumored to be seeking an object of ultimate power connected to the upper echelons of the British government. If the witches can't figure out Hale's machinations and fast, the coven will be in grave danger, and along with it, all womankind. Yes, there we go. That's the second book. I apologize really greatly if I said any of these names wrong. If I end up talking about it in like a video or reading wrap up, I will make sure to know how the names are pronounced. Anyway. Next, I have Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara. This is a very pretty cover, and I do know how to pronounce Psyche, I think. Another one, just plain black hardcover. Again, I don't get the super fun hardcovers, because I don't have that kind of money. Anyway, so prophecy claims that Psyche, princess of Mycenae, will defeat a monster feared even by the gods. Rebelling against her society's expectations for women, Psyche spends her youth mastering blade and bow, preparing to meet her destiny. When Psyche angers the love goddess Aphrodite, she sends Eros, god of desire, to deliver a cruel curse. After eons watching humanity twist his gifts, the last thing Eros wants is to become involved in the chaos of the mortal world. But when he pricks himself with the arrow intended for Psyche, Eros finds himself doomed to yearn for a woman who will be torn from him the moment their eyes meet. Thrown together by fate, headstrong Psyche and world-weary Eros will face challenges greater than they could have ever imagined. And as the Trojan War begins and divine powers try to keep them apart, the pair must determine if the curse could become something more before it's too late. So yeah, this is one of my favorite Greek myths. So yeah, I'm really excited for this retelling. I love a retelling. Yeah. Psyche and Eros by Luna McNamara. I'll do this next. I have The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I know this is an older book, but I've heard really, really great things about it. It's supposed to be a really, really good sci-fi. And again, everything was 50% off, so I thought I'd pick it up. So we have when Rosemary Harper joins the crew of the Wayfarer, she isn't expecting much. The patched-up ship has seen better days, but it offers her everything she could possibly want. A spot to call home, a chance to explore the far-off corners of the galaxy, some distance from her past, and nothing could be further from what she's known than the crew of the Wayfarer. From Syssix, the exotic reptilian pilot, to Kizzy and Jenks, the chatty engineers who keep the ship running, to the noble Captain Ashby, life aboard is chaotic and crazy, exactly what Rosemary wants. That is, until the crew is offered the job of a lifetime, tunneling wormholes through space to a distant planet. Sure, they'll earn enough money to live comfortably for years, but risking her life wasn't part of the job description. So that's this. Sorry, I'm also reading about the author. So yeah, it seems like a kind of like a cozy sci-fi found family type vibe, and I really like that. Also, look at, I love the paperback like inside covers. They're so pretty. Anyway, next, I got a lot from Tor, I'm realizing, because this is also from Tor. This is the next book in the Wheel of Time series, The Great Hunt. It probably doesn't look like I've read the first book, but I have. I finished it just recently. Map, another full color map. Love a map. It is a different cover, but hopefully I will be able to get it in these covers for the rest of the like 30 books. I mean, look at how long this series is and how big this book is and how long it is already. I mean, I just don't understand. It's just, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. There's like companions and stuff too. It's a whole thing. What is really interesting is that I grew up in South Carolina and the author is from Charleston, South Carolina. So that's also really cool. I think that's the same map. Sorry, I'm just like, I haven't looked through the book. It's a little, it has more lines on it, but maps. But yes, there's really not anything on the back. I can read it to you, but the wheel of time turns and ages come and past. What was, what will be, and what is may yet fall under the shadow. Let the dragon ride again on the winds of time. So, old fantasy. I really liked the first book. I thought it was a little slow, but I am hoping this one just kind of keeps it going. Next, I have Murder Your Employee, Volume 1, The Master's Guide to Homicide by Rupert Holmes. I've never heard of this book, but look at this cover. Look how pretty it is. Like, I don't think the hardcover, yeah, no. Oh, that's odd. Oh, it has the fabric. It's just the glue is a little gross. Also, map. Love a map. But the cover just sounded, and the book sounded really, really cool. It looks like it'll be a fun read, and I will read the plot to you. Prepare yourself for an education you'll never forget. A delightful mix of witty wordplay, breathtaking twists, and genuine intrigue, Murder Your Employee will gain you admission to a wholly original world, cocooned within the most entertaining book about well-intentioned would-be murderers you've ever read. Who hasn't wondered what the world would be like if a person who is the object of your affliction ceased to exist? At the McMaster's Conservatory, future deletists, never murderers, learn the consummate execution of homicidal arts. To the Septimus campus come three memorable classmates, self-effacing Cliff Iverson, troubled Gemma Lindley, and Hollywood diva Dory Doria May, all of whom have suffered menacing employers who richly deserve a deadly denouncement. Under the tutelage of Dean Harbinger Harrow and the fascinating faculty of the McMaster's Halls of Poison Ivy, they hone their craft, each hoping to finesse a perfectly masterful murder. I'm sorry, that just sounds really, really silly. And again, kind of dark academia, maybe? I know I said I was trying to get into my dark academia era, but I couldn't find any of the dark academia books that I had wanted to read. So this is what we get. Murder Your Employer by Rupert Holmes. Part 1 of, or book 1 of a number. I don't know how many are in this series. I don't know if it'll tell me. I'm gonna say no, it doesn't tell me, but yeah, that's cool. Last and not least, next we have Boys in the Valley, another hardback, with an amazing front cover and then a cool spine and then nothing on the back. It's not nothing, but and another black hardcover. My fingers are gonna get so good. It's okay. And I don't, oh no, some of the pages got bent. This was like the last copy of this book, so I didn't bother to get, or like to try and look. This was just on a shelf. I had heard about it. I heard it was really good. So there. The pages should be okay. This is by Philip Frasassi? So here we go. St. Vincent's Orphanage for Boys, early 20th century in a remote valley in Pennsylvania. Here, under the watchful eyes of several priests, 32 boys work, learn, and worship. Peter Barlow, orphaned as a child by a gruesome murder, has made a new life here. As he approaches adulthood, he has friends, a future, a family. Then late one stormy night, a group of men arrive at their door, one of whom is badly wounded, occult symbols carved into his flesh. His death releases an ancient evil that spreads like sickness, infecting St. Vincent's and the children within. Soon the boys begin acting differently, forming groups, taking sides. Others turn up dead. Now Peter and those dear to him must choose sides of their own, each of them knowing their lives and perhaps their eternal souls are at risk. Ta-da! At the top it says a gothic, gory Lord of the Flies. So I hated Lord of the Flies, but I love the idea of Lord of the Flies. So here we go. And that is the 9 books that I got from Barnes & Noble, and then 14 books in total that I got for Christmas. And related things. I'm super excited to read all of these. Comment below if you've read them, what you thought of them. As always, I love recommendations, stuff like that. Fantasy, sci-fi, anything. I'm pretty open for recommendations. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.